Is it time? Is it time for that already? Can't we, wait for, now let's just do it. You know why you're here. You wanted to see me get angry. I did it all year this year. This year was a bad year. We all can unanimously agree on that. But we need to talk about some of the bad stuff that happened this year, and it doesn't have to deal with this mask. But since you're already looking at this mask, you're now caught in my genjutsu, now you're going to watch the rest of the video. So, good on that. So let's get started. But first, let's talk about my dishonorable mentions first. So, there are a lot of bad games this year, but a lot of, middle of the road. I don't know what was with this year and just average games, but there was a lot of them. And most of them happened to be games that I really wanted to be good. For instance, Marvel's Avengers. By God, does it lucky that it got the score that it got. Gave it a 6 out of 10. Fun but flawed. Glitches galore, and the story is forgettable. But the combat is fun, for the most part. And the characters act usually, for the most part. But the microtransactions piss me off. And the story pissed me off. And the new character pisses me off. Stretching. Woohoo. Anyway. So, it could have been a knockout title. An easy knockout title, like Spider-Man was. Okay, let's talk about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. God, that is a long-ass name. That more than a name that it needed to be. Instead, they could have just called it Black Ops 4. What it should have been all along. Because, fuck that. I can't even. I'm gonna just burst into another rant. And I'm just trying to keep the length of the video down. So, bad game. This game, lackluster. The story was lackluster, the multiplayers, guns, lack of guns and maps. Sure, they're going to add more in the seasons, but fuck that. No, that doesn't excuse the lack of content at launch. It had frame rate problems, unacceptable by this point. This is the Call of Duty formula, you know? I know it does. They don't actually, like most people say, they don't take the last game and they, like what Madden actually does. Like, they physically do that. Call of Duty doesn't do that. Coding is much more difficult than what people make it out to be. Believe me, I know. It's not. They physically have to make the new guns. They physically have to make the new maps. They physically have to do everything. It's not a copy and paste. The guns have to work in each map. It takes effort. Anyway. So, they did put a lot into the story. It felt the story was just misdirected and everything. I don't know. I felt like I would have stuck with it if it didn't have that fucking stealth section that just really irked me. Like, if that stealth section never would have happened, I probably would have kept going. Almost definitely would have kept going. But I'm so tired of Call of Duty forcing in the stealth section, or I'm just tired in games in general, forcing in stealth section for one mission and then nothing. Why don't they just have it be like, you can use stealth and it's the preferable option, or you can go loud and it's hard, but you can still do it with with the proper, you know, you could fire your way out, the cool way, or you could take a sneakier approach. Like what Assassin's Creed literally does. Anyway, graphically the game barely uses Mason or Woods in the Black Ops series. And they're in the game. Why? I mean, sure, like, if you don't want them, it's like, well, the story doesn't have to be about them. Why are they in it then? If it doesn't have to be about them, why the fuck are they in it? They weren't there during the Cold War. And now they're just forcing them in there. I mean, sure, we see them at Vietnam but still, they didn't. That doesn't mean that you have to force them in the story. If they don't have importance to the story, why have them there? It's just pandering at that point. Anyway. So, and the game graphically, it looks like an early PS4 game. At the end of a console generation. That's inexcusable. This is when games should be looking peak. Fucking peak. But, in fact, this game went in the opposite direction. Unacceptable. I don't care if it's launched. This is the 5th Black Ops game. Put that in your perspective, into your minds. Let's say, because you have to remember that each of these Call of Duty games are made by a separate studio. So that means they have time before the next game. So the fact that these are not ready by launch is unacceptable because they've done it 4 other times. And they messed up the last one, so you would think that they would release this one and the third one people were mixed about that one. But at least, like, the multiplayer in that one was awesome. Not awesome. It was good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Black Ops 2, on the other hand, that was awesome. Story was awesome. The multiplayer was awesome. A lot of great guns. Oh, just... so good. Black Ops 1 was good. I never played the multiplayer. I really need to do that. Hashtag remake Black Ops 1. They really should do that, actually. I think it really deserves... Out of all the Call of Duty games, I think that one needs a remake. I almost included MW2 onto the dishonorable mentions because of how much it pisses me off that it's only 1/3 of the game. But I'm just happy it got a remaster at all, to be honest. Moving on. I can't say it. I can't do my Hero dirty. I can't. It hurts. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. And I'm gonna do it. Because the tough things need to be said. My Hero One's Justice 2. It's a dumb name. Anyway. It's the same game but worse. And I even wrote in my notes, because I said in my notes, I updated, the English dubbing was finally added. But it won't raise the score, but it's appreciated. It should have been at launch, and it should have been in the first game. You had no excuse. My Hero was... Sure, it's more popular now, but it was still as popular when the first game came out. But it is appreciated. So now I can hear Justin Briner's golden voice. And Christian Chaplin... whatever. You get my point. And you could hear Chris Sabat as All Might. Yes! And all the other great Funimation people that I'm choosing to... Anyway. The Funimation crew's great. I love them. I know people give them a lot of shit, but I love them. I like the anime they do, not the shit they do outside of it, out of work or whatever. I love their work, so fuck them. Anyway, this one just saddens me. I mean, all of these sadden me, but this one just... Temtem. This was a cute little gem at the, beginning of the year, was it? And I was really excited about that. It was like a Pokemon game, Lake game. This has been tried before, but nobody ever got it, until Nexamon. But that's besides the point. So, Temtem tried this with their... I don't even remember what they used. Was it cards to capture the Nexamon? Yeah. They basically gave the big fuck you to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon at the same time. And they gave them the fusion fuck you. So, what I wrote in my notes is not fun enough to keep you playing, and the Temtem typing is confusing. That's all. It's a challenging game, but Nexamon did everything that game did better. And it's cheaper. Yes, it's cheaper. Actually, you could get both of the games. The game and its sequel, which I recommend. Because the first game's awesome. And the second game, I'm going to get around to as soon as I finish up the first game. But the first game is great, too. Actually, it would have gotten an honorable mention I remembered to do that, but I just forgot. Sorry. But, yeah. 5 out of 10. So, that's its score. Which, I just realized I forgot to mention that some of these, are gonna get a score now because I never got around to scoring them. Which is only one of these games because Temtem was a special exception that I was playing in my free time. And Nexamon was too. And Shantae. But I didn't get to finish Shantae. And then not enough to play so that's not on the list. And finally, which something that extremely almost made the list. In fact, should probably make the list. But it doesn't make the list for a very important reason. Grand Fantasy Versus 4 out of 10. It's bland and it's missed potential, but made by Arc Systems. This was me coming from my high from all the great games I've played of theirs. Did they make River City? No, that's Way Forward. Never. Wait, but they helped on that. I think. Anyway. So, Grand Blue Fantasy was like the first game I think I've played this year. And man, was it a disappointment. Woo! Or was it River City? I think it was River City. Anyway. So, it's so just generic and awful. It didn't even deserve to be on my list. Because I can't even really get properly angry at it. And I don't really know the franchise enough. And I feel like it's just kind of unfair to put it on the list. So, dishonorable mention. So, that's why it's at that spot. So, let's begin with number 5. A game not good enough that the Dragon Balls couldn't save it. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And yes, I bought this. Not for a prop for this episode, but because I really wanted a full set of Dragon Balls. Like, I just kind of wanted them. Like, Hold on, I don't want them to fall. Look at them. They're acrylic and everything. Just look at this. These look great. I'm really happy about these. If you can tell it, especially like the 4-star ball. Like, you hold this in my hand like a badass, like Goku does in the opening of Super. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now, if only the game was that good. So, here are my notes. Originally, I rated the game a 7 out of 10. That's a mistake that I made. At that point, I cut the game a lot of slack. And personally, I gave it. I wanted it to like it more than I did. I wanted there to be more good Dragon Ball games. So, I was a little biased. So, I let my bias kind of let this game slide. I said it was an okay Dragon Ball game that needed more. So, I dropped my score to a 5 out of 10 later. Here's why. After learning the fact that they did certain parts of the story disrespectfully. First of all, skipping the Hell Zone grenade. I can't even... The over 9,000 they skipped. The over 9,000 they skipped. A very easy scene that they could have done and made it look cool. Like, they could have had a meme status again with that. It was a meme. A very thing that, like, everybody knows. That could have been, like, a resurgence meme that people could have had for, like, their thumbnails and everything. But no. You had to be lame. And you didn't include it. And it's such an iconic scene. It's been memed to like crazy, and you didn't include it. And you can't tell me that they didn't have enough to... Chris Sabat, all he would have to do is say, it's over 9,000. And Nappa would have gone, that can't be right. That's it. That's all you had to do. And you had to animate it. You could have even gone crazy with it. Just because. Crushing the Scouter. That's all you had to do. Literally all you had to do. No. Oh, but they do Vegeta even dirtier. Because, and I'm not kidding, they skipped the final flash. You skipped the final flash? Why? They made so many of the moves actually look really nice and cool, but they skipped the final flash that he injured Cell with. And it's a good fake out until Cell's like, oh wait, I got Piccolo cells. And then what happens? Yeah, it's important to show. So yeah, it's like, how can you skip that? It's important to show how outmatched he is against Cell, and then Trunks' fight after that is skipped as well. You skipped the Trunks fight for Cell, where basically this is a lesson for Trunks and his whole development. But I guess that doesn't matter, because Trunks doesn't matter. What does he do in the story? It's not like he's Vegeta's son and he's really cool and he kills Frieza. And he saves Goku through time traveling shenanigans. I love saying that. I don't know why. Just reality-altering shenanigans. Just love that. Anyway. Just so many bad Dragon Ball games. Why did they do this? And then they put in a fight with Goku versus semi-perfect Cell. Why? What? Why? 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 Do you have not the knowledge that does not exist in the show? And it's not, and I'm okay with changes, but they gotta be things that make fucking sense. There is a reason that Goku does not fight Cell at that point. It's because at that point, he could have easily obliterated him. The point was that he saves his friends. He warps in, grabs them, and then zoom! Instant transmissions away. He takes his time. Well, first Vegeta and Trunks go in the hyperbolic. Is that the one? My point is, Goku trains Gohan, and Gohan kills Cell. And it's not just a fight where it's very challenging, where Goku, actually, struggles to beat him easily. You heard me. Goku beats him easily. But does he kill him? No. He just warps away. Yeah. That's it. Fuck you. So, you had a chance. Do you know how many times we've had Dragon Ball story told back to us in video game format? So many times that we've gotten sick of it. However, this was the chance that you had to make it look all great and beautiful and everything. Which you did in some instances, and other instances you didn't. You should have had a person who, I don't know, maybe you should have had Toriyama there to tell you what scenes to make, to pretty up, like they did the Frieza one nice. They did Raccoon. I don't know why they did that one. It's just really fucking great. 16's one was great. Cell, that one was awesome. Boo was pretty good. But you got rid of the Final Flash. It's awesome. How could you skip that? I just don't. Oh, and the original Beam Struggle too. They did that. They had to do that. Otherwise, they would have every Dragon Ball fan at their doorstep with death threats. I would have knocked the whole score another point for skipping that scene. Yeah. Because of that exchange between him and Vegeta is so iconic that if you skip it, it's just unacceptable. I mean, you're going through the whole story from Raditz to Boo, and I think a little bit further. I didn't get to the end because I was so angry and tired of it. It's boring. It's bland. It's just. It's not even just it's just an okay game, but it's so boring that I don't want to play it again. So sorry to people who love this game, but I'm gonna use the Dragon Balls to wish for a better Dragon Ball game. Oh, and I already got one. It's called Fighters. So let's move on to number 4. I am a big fan of football. I may not talk about this on the channel, but I am. I know an anime fan, again a gamer, loving football, where guys hit each other violently. Now, who wouldn't like that? Crazy person. Anyway, stereotypes aside, I love football. I think it's awesome. It's action-packed and I love it. So, when Madden 21 has my favorite quarterback, the one I personally back on the cover, initiating the Madden curse for him, comes out and it's a 3 out of 10. But yet, it's still fun. God damn, is the game fucking fun. I hate that. I hate that this game is fun. And I can't just say, no, the game is shit. No. It's fun. And I hate that it's fun because it means I can't say fuck you to the EA as much as I want, but I still can because of the garbage microtransactions are absolutely unacceptable. And the loading screens. Oh, God, the loading screens. They have adverts. They have adverts of shit in the fucking loading screens. Even when you load up the game sometimes, you can say, hey, would you like to go open a pack? When you open the fucking game, it's so predatory. It's so disgusting. I can't. And the story is garbage. I can't say anymore. It's just. Yay! You gave me Star Wars Squadron and Fallen Order, and yet you do this. I hate you sometimes, man, but and it's the same copy-paste game. That's all. Moving on. So, number 3. Paper Mario and the Origami King. Wait! Listen what I have to say. I am a Mario fan and a platforming fan. So, my standards are different than yours. I enjoy the Mario game. In fact, I bought the limited edition, collector's edition of the triple 3D, whatever, All-Star Pack. But I'm not the biggest Mario fan, so I don't like every single game that comes out of Nintendo's. I'm going to stop that joke there. My point is that Mario games can sometimes be bad. It's a shocking thing, and I know it's hard to understand that. But I have to be honest. I have to be. It's what's important to me. It's in fact, it's probably the only thing that I really generally just, well, there are many things, but this is like a thing that's very important to me. And I hate to do this, I really do, because I love Super Paper Mario, and I love Mario, and I love Nintendo, but recently they went on the downtrend with games, and I don't know why, and I need it to stop. But the way I do that is I be honest about it. So, I gave the game, I think this is the lowest I've ever given a Nintendo game. A 2 out of 10. Do you know how much it hurt me to give it that score? Do you know how much it hurt? It hurt me a lot. I couldn't even believe I had to give a game that low rating. Like, even Crafted World did better. And that game was The only notes I have, it was so boring I couldn't even finish it. And then I'll hear the people think, well, you didn't finish it, so you didn't. No, the story was boring and I didn't want to finish it. If the game is not good enough for me to continue to play it, then no. Of course I'm not going to finish it. Fuck it. Why would I force myself to play a game to not enjoy it? Why would I force myself to not enjoy a game? I shouldn't have to put myself into it to say that I've played enough to review the game. It's stupid. Let's just move on to number 2. This one hurt. Like, I know I say that for like all this, but this one had no reason to be bad. I mean, none of these do, but like, out of all games, you just. Trackmania. Which one, Omega? The one that came out this year. Well, I don't remember a Trackmania game coming out this year. Oh, you're probably right, because it got barely any coverage. I doubt anybody even talked about it. I don't even know if they show the game on Twitch. Probably should check that. But I'm almost positive, because I never hear nobody like what the game. Oh, I'm just gonna read my notes. It's just another Trackmania game. Oh, that hurt me to say. But it's filled with bullshit practices that utterly ruin it. I don't feel like going over the bullshit practices, because, like, it's a subscription service to play this stupid thing. And it's stupid. I can't even. I can't even. Number 1. Maximum. Wait, well, Trackmania gets a 2 out of 10. Sorry, I forgot to give its rating. That's another one I never gave its rating, so I forgot until this point, so sorry about that. But number 1, Maximum Football 2019. But it was released this year because stupidity. Maximum Football hurt me. It hurt me. Mentally, hurt me to play. It's one of those games. Gasp. Quiet Man. The Last of Us. Gotti. Miles Morales Gotti again. No, but Last of Us 2 had no reason to win all those awards that it won. No, I'm salty about that. I don't even give a shit. I'm gonna make a small detour in this list just to shit on that, because it pisses me off. The best action game should have went to fucking Doom. Everybody knows it. Fuck you. And best narrative? Final Fantasy VII Remake. Do you even need to ask? So yeah, I'm salty about that. Anyway. Back to Maximum Garbage. Maximum Football. Maximum Garbage. I gave this game a 0 out of 10. Yeah, I gave it my lowest rating. It's worse than Madden. A complete disgrace. It's a complete disgrace. There's so many flaws with that. Just watching a review for it, I just. I know you don't want to think about it. It's just so bad. It's just so bad. It shouldn't exist. Developers of that game, you wanted to make a game that was different from Madden NFL? Well, you did. Congratulations. You had no multiplayer. I paused there for a long time because you need to understand the weight of that. No multiplayer in a sports game. No multiplayer. Are you out of your mind? Like, who plays a sports game and not plays either with their friends or online? Which they didn't have. And don't give me the excuse, well, it's just some indie company. They couldn't. Do you know how much, like, indie companies have done? Look at fucking No Man's Sky. They took the Dragon Balls and they were like, hey, help save our reputation, Dragon Balls. And look, they got a game. Like an actual game. They saved it. A game that everyone hated, but now people actually like. It's magic. Dark fucking magic. But you, Maximum Football, you have bare minimum effort. I don't even want to call what you did was effort. Because there's no tackling. There is no fucking tackling. There's no interceptions. There is tackling, but there's like nothing. Like, you can't like do anything. Like, there's nothing you can do. I don't care if it's fucking an indie game. It doesn't make an excuse for what a shoddy attempt it is. And people were making this game out to be the Madden killer, which is why I gave it the Madden comparison, because I wanted it to be the Madden killer, but it's not. It's shit. And unlike it, Madden is actually fun. And I can say that with an honest to God. I'm honest that Madden is fun. It's just it has a lot of garbage shit around it. I'm honest about that. I say the same about FIFA. But FIFA's fun, especially when you crank up the stats up, just for fun. I do it all the time with my friends. Hell, I'll probably go play Madden 21 after the review, just for fun. So, is it worse than Quiet Man? Fuck no. Fuck no. Are you mad? It's bad. Oh, it's definitely up there. It's definitely the worst sports game I've ever played. And it will stay there. It will stay there until... No, nothing will change that. Like, what the fuck's gonna even beat that? Like, unless they make Madden unfun. Or unless you're 2K and decide, let's put advertisements in their games. Ones that are unskippable. and ones that people don't like, but we don't care if you don't like it because fuck you. Anyway, I have ranted for long enough. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking through me through this fucking train wreck of a year. And through sitting with me through my ranting and raving and just, honest to God, letting off a bunch of steam. So, I shall now release you from your genjutsu. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time.